Hey everybody, back on location here. That's how we start these videos all the time. We're going to talk about a topic that I am so excited about. When I do these longer videos, I'm really excited about this one. So today's location, what you're going to see is sometimes I'll be at the stairs, sometimes I'll be at the gym. Behind me, there's the push bike. I've just been on the push bike. There's some kettlebells down there right beside me as well. That's where I've been doing some of my exercise today. Later on in the day, I'm going to go back to the stairs. I've got some stair work to do as well today to increase my oxygen efficiency score. Let's tuck into today's video. I'm really pumped about getting into the lab, but let's set it up properly first of all. I'm Shane. If you've never met me before, welcome back to the channel. 3 days before my 59th birthday, which is last week as I record this, I got my latest blood test results. And my recovery and performance numbers, the medical biomarkers, you would swear I'm someone based on those results in my 20s, even though I don't look like it. Let me tell you something that most people don't realize. If you want to be classified as medically healthy, if you want to be at low risk from sickness, disease, and premature death, you can't leave that to chance. You have to prove it with your blood work, with your what we call a blood panel. And this right here, where I am exercising right now, the bike behind me, the kettlebells beside me, which is what I've been doing the last half an hour, this is where I exercise for something I call my Veteran PE Teacher Challenge. So that challenge, if you haven't tuned in before to the channel, is can I at 59 outperform my teenage students in the beep test? Now, if you don't know what that is, I've got a whole video clip about that. It's a fun challenge, but it's not why I do what I do in exercising here on a weekend afternoon. I do it because your VO₂ Max score is the single most powerful health metric in existence. It determines how efficiently your body uses oxygen and how long you're likely to live. And I wanted to raise mine so I could impact my blood test results. Now, I do it because these are some of my personal reasons. I want decades more moments with my 15-year-old son. At 59, I'm ambitious. I want another 40 years of life with my wife. Not just surviving, but thriving together, where I've learned that the best way to protect that time that I want to achieve, it isn't just what you eat. It's not about just your weight or how you look or your steps per day. It's about the outcome of whether or not your blood panel, the one you get tested with your doctor, and what your blood tests and results and cardiovascular system are saying. Are you at low risk? Are you reversing your age? Are you classified as medically healthy? And if not, how do you do it? So today I'm going to do something that I've never shared publicly before, but I just feel like I have to because of how incredible my blood test results are. We're going inside the lab to break down a comparison of my blood test results 3 days before my 59th birthday and twice in comparison to a year before that and 6 months before that. I want to see what happened to my blood test results as my VO₂ Max went up. It isn't just about the exercise and training harder. I'm going to use the science and I'm going to show you how to build a blood panel and a physical body that actually defies time. We're going to see what it looks like from a position of being classified as clinically, medically healthy. All right, everybody, it's time to go off location. I'm going back now to the New Science of Physical Health lab inside the studio where we're going to break down the science of what happened to my blood test results and what does that mean for my longevity and health span. All right, see you in the lab in just a moment. Everybody, welcome back to the New Science of Physical Health lab. Here I am, away from location, back in the studio. Look at that beside me over there, my blood test progress summary. If you look down the columns there, you got January 2024, July 2024, and April 2025. That last set of blood test panel that I had was 3 days before my 59th birthday. And if I look across here at the columns with you at the same time as you look at the table with me, you can see I have my total cholesterol. If you're living in America, you won't be familiar with millimoles per liter, but in the show notes, I'll put the conversions in there for you. So I have my total cholesterol, my triglycerides. We use millimoles per liter in Australia. So triglycerides, HDL cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, good and bad, non-HDL cholesterol, which is all the other harmful cholesterol, and my insulin levels. Let's just go and do this in this quick summary here, and then we're going to go and break it down in just a moment. Look at the last column over here. It says my percentage change from January 2024 to April 2025 as I incrementally increased my VO₂ Max score from around, I think it was around the 28 or between 28 and 33 back in January of 2024, and I boosted it to today, as you can see below me here on the screen, 50 milliliters per kilogram per minute, which puts me in the top 2% for people my age and gender worldwide. If you go to my book, The Perfect Health Lesson, I have on about page 177, I think it is, so 2 tables, one for men and one for women, breaking down your age brackets and whether or not your VO₂ Max, your oxygen efficiency score, is below average, poor, average, above average, excellent, or superior. And I've been able to, I was below average to start with back in January of 2024, and I've been able to work my way up just diligently, incrementally, to where now I'm up in the superior or the elite category for my age and for my gender. But look at the percentage drop between January 24 and 3 days before my 59th birthday, April in 2025. I had a 38.2% drop in my total cholesterol. Triglycerides, bad fat, bad one, not good. 50% drop. My doctor just couldn't believe it. I had a 41.7% drop in my increase in my good cholesterol, HDL. I'll tell you in a minute why it's good cholesterol and why that's a good thing that it's gone up by so much. Bad cholesterol down by 50%. All harmful cholesterol combined, a 60.5% drop. I literally could not believe that. And then my insulin levels have dropped. They were pretty high. So they've dropped by 56.2%. All right, everybody, it's time now in the lab to break all of this down in various segments. And we're going to go through what does this actually mean from a molecular and physiological level, and why does that make me so much more protected from catastrophic cardiovascular events, cancer risk, diabetes, high blood pressure, and a whole lot of other things. All right, that's what we're going to break down in the next various segments. All right, let's dig into the first part of my blood panel, cholesterol and triglycerides. Let's start with the big one, my LDL cholesterol, down to 1.7 millimoles, and my triglycerides at 0.7. I'm about 60% lower than the average Australian male. But here's the question. Why does that matter if I have high LDL and high triglycerides? And here's the answer. There's a disease called atherosclerosis, where plaque builds up on the inside of your arteries. I had an advanced test done fairly recently that measures my coronary artery calcium score. Essentially, it's one measurement of the plaque inside my arteries. And unfortunately for me, because of a genetic background and because of I did not track these two things, LDL and my triglycerides, when I was younger, 20 years ago, when I was 39 or when I was 29, because you don't feel them growing inside your body. And those two things form the basis to lay down plaque inside your arteries and cause this deadly disease called atherosclerosis that can lead to a heart attack or a stroke, like it did sadly for my dad when he was 46 years old, had a heart attack and passed away literally on the spot. So here's what atherosclerosis in this plaque deposits do inside your artery when you have high LDL cholesterol like I did and high triglycerides. It inflames the artery wall. It recruits something called macrophages. It's like a war inside your blood vessel. So that what's happening is you're getting this invisible disease that is putting your arteries at risk of something catastrophic happening because of the process of inflammation forming. I couldn't believe this when I spoke to one of Australia's most respected childhood physical activity research doctors, Professor Dick Telford, and told me, it was amazing, the process of atherosclerosis has begun in you're as young as 10 or 11 years old. Tiny plaque deposits. So by the time you get it tested, like I have done over the last 2 years, I had it done before, but I didn't know what it meant. By the time you get it tested, you could have had 40 or 50 years of plaque deposits, inflammation. If you don't know how to track your LDL cholesterol and get it down, and your triglycerides and get that down, so you can dampen down this fire-like inflammation happening inside your artery walls that can cause a catastrophic health event.
Hey, if you got value from this episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now. Because every week, we are sharing new, science-backed ways to raise your VO₂ max, lower disease risk, and build real medical protection through exercise. And here's something extra. We've got a free podcast called The New Science of Physical Health. It dives even deeper into the life-saving power of VO₂ max, AQ points, and the exact strategies Shane uses in his own training at 59 years old. So subscribe here on YouTube and check the link in the description to get free access to the podcast. Your future health depends on what you do today, and we are here to help you get it right.